initially when I thought of it, it was because I was going through my my freezer, and I used to be a person who stockpiled food. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. I just have a few moments before my noon call with my quantum prayer circle. So I want to just share something that I have recognized in myself and others, along with, it's an energetic principle, okay? So less is more. So I was going through my freezer, and I used to be a person who stockpiled food. I used to be a person who had to have the freezer full of, meats and this and that, and a lot of things like saved, right? Because subconsciously, I believed, right, that came from a belief that because if something ever happens, I need to be able to have. And so what I have recognized in my evolution, in my journey, is that less is actually more. And the reason why it is more is because what it is subconsciously communicating to life. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's by Uniquely Wired M. She's amazing, down in Brooklyn. What it subconsciously means when you allow yourself to not hold on to things is it means that, you know what? I trust God. I trust that I'm always going to be provided for. I trust that there is always going to be provision. I trust that there is always going to be more than enough. And so, as human beings, we need to look at our motives for why we are holding on so tightly to things. Okay, whether it's food, whether it is money inside of an account versus circulating and doing good in the world, whether it is relationships that have expired, whether it is friendships that have expired, whatever it is that we are holding on to for dear life is actually an indication of a perception of lack. Okay, hoarders, right? Hoarders believe that they're going to be lacking if they let go of anything, to the point of they can't even throw their trash out. Okay. And we all can recognize that a person who hoards, right, that is a sign of mental illness. So we also need to take that same principle. We may not be hoarding to the extent where we're surrounded by trash, but perhaps we're holding on to clothes that don't fit anymore. Perhaps we are holding on to a lot of food, and we have a deep freezer full of stuff, and we have this full of this, and we have that full of that. And so we are constantly feeling like we need to hold on because we have a deep mistrust in life that it is going to constantly be providing us and meeting our needs. Thank you for tapping the live over on TikTok. So there's a line that Jay-Z had in one of his songs that speaks to this. And he said, less is more, nigga, it's plenty of us. Okay. So, and what he was referring to is that, real authentic people, this, I'm putting my own thing on what Jay-Z was saying, but he was talking about basically real niggas. Okay. And someone has said to him, it's not enough of us. It's not enough of us in the world. And Jay-Z's response to that was, less is more. There's plenty of us. Okay. So the thing that we need, that I think is a good takeaway from that, and what I am realizing in my own life, as I said, as I'm evolving, as I am becoming more wealthy, as I am becoming more abundant in my identity, right? I am finding myself more comfortable with letting things go, with clearing things out. I don't want to have a bunch of extra clothes in my closet. I don't want to have a bunch of extra food in my refrigerator. I don't want to have a bunch of people in my life just to say I have connections, especially if they are not genuine, authentic things that we have the capacity to serve one another. I don't want that. I only want what I need, because I understand and I have a deep knowing that there is always more available to me. And so because I know that there's always more available to me, I don't need to hoard. Just like we don't go into a restaurant and order everything that we're going to eat for the next week in one sitting. Number one, it's too much. It's too much, right? We don't have the capacity to hold that. We would become ill if we tried to consume all of that. And second of all, how would I be able to enjoy my time right now if I'm worried about holding and tightly gripping what I think I might use next year, or one day I'm going to fit back into those pants, or, if the world comes to an end, at least I'm going to have my stuff. Okay. I'm so glad that you needed this word. Okay. And so I know that, there's going to be probably people like, oh, but the preppers, and you got to get ready because the government and da-da-da-da. Listen, God is the source of my supply. Them folks they ain't running nothing in my life. Okay. Nobody is running nothing in my life but God. Nobody. Just like I was on the plane yesterday, and we were taxiing in, and we had to wait there was some issues. We had to wait to go pull in. So I went up to go use the bathroom. Ma'am, you have to get back in your seat. Nigga, I'm 45 years old. I don't have to do shit. And went to the bathroom and came back and sat down. But the thing is that people are conditioned to allowing rules and laws and government and whatever else kind of authority tell them what they can and cannot do. I don't answer to another human being. I answer to God, period. Now, I respect human beings. I honor human beings, but I don't answer to human beings. Okay? My supply comes from God. My supply comes from God through my clients, through my, whatever I got going on. But anyways, I have to jump on my Quantum Prayer Circle call. I hope that this was helpful for someone. Yes, God. And we would love to see you in the Quantum Prayer Circle. If you're interested, check out the link in my bio. We got a bunch of amazing stuff going on. So anyways, y'all, this was a wonderful chat. I hope this helps someone. Thank you for continuing liking that live over on TikTok. I will talk to y'all soon. Peace.